Hey everybody, Festool just released two vacuums, the CT15 and the CT25 CleanTec Mobile Dust Extractor. Now these Festool CleanTec vacuums, they now offer contractors like us and cleaners and professional cleaners a pro range of vacuum cleaners for cleaning tasks such as large messes of dust or dirt created by hand tools or other work-related functions. It was designed to be used at job sites, workshops like this, or even office settings. The CleanTec vacuums share many similar features to a dust extractor, but also function as a large particulate vacuum. Think of it as two vacuums in one as opposed to being strictly a fine dust extractor. Now, as a remodeling contractor, when I think of job site vacuuming, my mind goes to one of three options in my arsenal, in my tool arsenal. Dust extracting, which is connecting to a tool or collecting dust at the source. HEPA vacuum, used to clean a home or an area after we've made repairs, clean carpets, stairways, finished flooring. It's our best vacuum typically and not used for demo debris. And wet dry shop vac, used for heavy debris, messy, nasty demo, wet vacuuming, and general vacuuming. The CT15 and 25 vacs are in the first of those two categories, I would say, except for the heavy debris. The numbers in the vacuums, the CT15 and the CT25, they refer to the capacity of the vacuum canister. Both vacuums can also operate wet or dry, and they basically function the same either way. We tested the CleanTec CT25 Mobile Dust Extractor with a 6.6 gallon capacity. The CT25, as far as our first impressions on this dust extractor, I was probably most impressed with how compact the format or the size was and low weight. It is a nice fit and finish, sturdy looking chassis, steel axle, and really nice wheel connections. One thing missing from this vacuum that many Festool users will notice right away is there's no brake. It's a lack of a brake at the front. And that omission was intentional. Dust extractors are designed to be used in general purpose vacuum. They need to move around without an accidental brake activation, right? So this thing needs to be able to move. Another thing missing on the new CT25 is they have an intuitive touch control panel as opposed to the old rotary knobs. Now there are 5 suction power settings, and the vacuum's main filter is on the external side of the vacuum. And it's a drawer that actually pulls in and out. It's really nice. So you can just access it from the outside. You don't have to make a mess to get to it. The top portion of the vacuum is a compartment. It opens on a hinge and clicks shut. And inside there is the place where you connect the hose, but also a crevice and upholstery accessories. But there is also room for the power cord storage if you roll it up nicely. Additionally, the vacuum hose port connects inside this compartment, and it actually routes out towards the front of the machine and the front portion of the vacuum. So instead of a typical front connection that most vacuums have, this goes kind of in and down into that compartment. And this new location absolutely eliminates the chance of the hose disconnecting when you're pulling the vacuum. And you know, they say, oh, you shouldn't pull the vacuum. Everybody pulls the vacuum. There is an attached elastic strap that is used to pretty much strap the coiled vacuum hose to the top. Now you can still roll up and put your cord in, and you can leave your hose in if you want, and then it's a little difficult, but you can get that cord over the hose. I'll talk a little bit about that later. All right, look, besides being super easy and intuitive with the power switch and suction control, the first thing that struck me was how easily that CT25 followed behind me. The wheels track nicely and turn beautifully when you're pulling on that hose. I like the push button on off. I like the 5 settings for the power. It remembers its settings. And the control panel, I guess it's just quick and easy to on, off, or suction adjustment, even with gloves on. And like I mentioned, there's a memory so that the vacuum will return to its last power setting when turned off and on for the suction controls, those 5 settings. The vacuum suction hose is about 12 feet long, has an 1.25 inch diameter opening. It's more suitable for connecting to tools and dust extraction, not for vacuuming, but I'm sure Festool sells some accessories for it. It's an anti-static function, prevents static from developing while you're working. And We opted to pair our C25 vacuum with the Festool Tradesman Installer Cleaning Accessory Kit. It's RSHW D36 Plus. It's an accessory kit, and with that kit, it's an extension wand, floor nozzle, great for full floor cleaning. It has another crevice and brush attachment. Also comes with that iconic green colored suction hose. Has a much larger opening that connects to that floor sweep wand, and it uses a bayonet fitting to do that connection. And I really like the I like that hose to vacuum connection. It just fits in and clicks nice. As I mentioned earlier, the vacuum hose port goes into that compartment and it routes towards the front of the vacuum, right? We talked about that. I pulled on this thing. Just while using it, trying to like test it, I pulled on it, I tugged on it. I had someone actually hold the vacuum I pulled, and it really does stop the vacuum hose from pulling out. So I just want to emphasize that's a really nice feature. Also, I want to mention that in addition to the 5-speed power suction control that you have on the user interface, the hose wand, the end of the hose, I should say, has what's called a bypass valve on it. All vacuums have these, where you can just slide it open. It's like 3 or 4 clicks open and close, and you can adjust the suction without actually having to go 12 feet back to the vacuum with the tool. So that's kind of nice. I don't really use those. I usually leave them closed. But for example, maybe you're transitioning from carpet to hardwood and you want more suction or less suction, so it's easy to do right there in your fingertips. The suction on the CT25 is excellent, and it picks up most items on the floor. Items that it doesn't pick up are common items not picked up by many vacuums, such as nuts, bolts, screws, nails, some metal things and like that. I found that in my shop. We just have to pick those up by hand. The CT25 vacuum and the 15 vacuum easily replaced, swapped for wet or dry. We ended up writing wet and dry on our filters so that not to make any mistakes during use or use the wrong filter. But it's just that drawer that pulls out. Really nice. I think Festool should consider labeling or maybe color coding the wet filter. Maybe color code it blue for wet. I don't know. I like that idea. We noted that the vacuum was compatible with our older Festool accessory hoses and wands, which is really nice. So they're not abandoning things. It's all compatible. Nice touch. We also noted that when vacuuming, when I was using the vacuum, I tended to grasp the vacuum wand or the top of the connection there in different locations, causing some mixed results. It depended on what I was doing. If I was leaning or switching hands, if I choked up too far, my hand would accidentally push open that bypass nozzle if I choked up away from me. If I grabbed the wand too far back, more towards me, near the hose to wand connection, I created kind of a hinge, and basically the hose would disconnect. This action happened more than a few times and was frustrating enough that I felt I needed to share this with you. I feel like it's an area that could be improved. So speaking of room for improvement, let's talk about that. There are definitely 2 items that I would like to see Festool look at closer and maybe improve on. The first would be to improve the attached elastic strap that is used to secure the coiled up vacuum hose on top of the canister top. I found the strap was difficult to hook on. Sometimes it would slip and flip back like a bungee cord and snap on my hand or fingers, and it hurts. It's also hard on the fingers to get it over when you've got the coil. It has to be coiled just right, and it is not easy. And I had other people try too. It's not just me. I think a large kind of rubber or plastic pull tab would be great, so the user could just grasp that and click it and eliminate that issue. That's an easy fix. The second issue would be the hose to wand connection, especially if you're going to use that Tradesman Installer Cleaning set accessory that I talked about with the green hose. This connection disconnected on me far too often and far too easily. I could see this as a major pain point for users, necessitating, getting off the electrical tape or something and taping that up. And that's what I'll end up doing. I don't want to do that. I suppose training myself not to grab the hose at that location is certainly one solution, as would be a more secure locking connection designed by Festool. So FYI Festool, I had that disconnect way too much. All right, let's move on to cost. The Festool CT25 Mobile Dust Extractor costs, it's on pre-order right now, but it costs $485 online at Acme Tools. That's going to include an anti-static suction hose, filter bag, crevice nozzle, upholstery brush. And Festool's offering a super nice warranty on this vacuum. It's 3 years on service and parts, 3 years on service and repairs, 10 years on spare parts. So warranties like this is something Festool does all the time, but that's something I've always appreciated from them. I just think that they pay attention and they stand behind their products. That tradesman installer cleaning set that I talked about, the RS HWD 36 Plus, that's an accessory. It comes in a Sustainer 3. It's $245, also at Acme. That includes a curved hand tube, floor nozzle, extension pipes, crevice nozzle, suction brush, as well as the anti-static hose. I mentioned that. And it comes in a Sustainer 3, which is really nice. It just all packs in. I'm not sure I'll use the Sustainer because I'm always trying to, make up room in my truck. I will add a purchase link in the description below if you guys are thinking of buying these. I appreciate the support. Final thoughts on the vacuum. The Festool CT25 mobile vacuum, the mobile dust extractor. It is ideal for cleaning where there are large volumes of dust or dirt. Could be from construction sites, it could be workshops, it could be an office. It extracts dust, dirt, and water and has a large capacity canister capacity to do that. We found it robustly designed and intended to run all day if needed. I mean, it's typical Festool quality. In addition to contractors needing to clean up their job sites, I can totally see restoration service pros and even professional cleaning companies using this vacuum. It's that nice and that level of quality. People will often complain when I talk about Festool, in job site circles, and we talk about different tools, how Festool is pricey, right? Look, as a professional contractor who uses tools to make a living, we need to start focusing on tool purchases as an investment and stop crying about pennies, dollars. If you amortize the cost of this CT25 vac, even adding in the accessory kit, and assume that it will last 1 year past its 3-year warranty, so 4 years, your cost of ownership is $16 a month. I bet you spend more on coffee than that. So look, if you take care of this vacuum, and I'm sure you do, you'll get more than 4 years out of it. I have dust extractors. I have shop vacs that we kick the crap out of that are 8+ years old. We just change the cords and fix them, and we use bags and filters. It just keeps them lasting longer. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this vacuum. I hope you enjoyed the review. Guys, leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and please consider subscribing and click that notification bell right there. When you do, you get notified of all of our videos, and you get an email or something. But also it helps support the channel, so I appreciate it. I'm Rob Robillard. We'll see you at the next tool review.